Good evening, learners. Today we are going to talk about a very important topic of interest for everyone in this world. The name of the topic is immunity. So when we were facing COVID time, then I did some research on immunity and I created world's first immunity meter. Now if you go on Google today and type world's first immunity meter, so you will look and find an article written by me as the first search result on Google. And there are like 20 parameters of how to build your immunity. They are all mentioned there. Plus there is a survey link wherein you can take that survey and check your immunity score. So hi, my name is Professor Ajay Chhabra and I am a life coach and I am speaker on a lot of motivational topics. So this is my fourth topic for the fourth day of 2025. So let's understand what is disease and what is immunity to start with. A disease is a condition of malfunctioning of any organ or organ system in the body or the deficiency of any particular nutrients or micronutrients in the body, due to which there are some signs and symptoms which are away from normal. Secondly, what is immunity? So immunity is the defense mechanism of our body which helps protect the infection from diseases. Also, if we are diseased, then it will help us recover from that basically. And it's a very complex research topic. It's not very simple to decipher how your immunity is built. So I've tried to answer this immunity question today. Now there are 20 parameters for your immunity. So we'll start with the first one. The first parameter is that what is the general longevity level of people in the city or country where you were born basically. So in whatever season, country, city, if the longevity is high, there are chances that you will also live longer since you were born there. So it's a very nominal fact that where you were born and your longevity, one of the factor is it depends upon that particular area where you belong to basically. So that's the first factor we should worry about, that where you were born basically. Now the second factor is that how healthy are your parents if they are still alive. Like when you were coming into this world basically, so there was a process of embryo formation, and that embryo formation happened because of the germination of the sperm and the ovum. Now at the time of that embryo formation, so how healthy your parents were, whether their body doshas in Ayurveda, there are three doshas, Vata, Pitta and Kapha. If they were having good health at that point in time, and if their Vata, Pitta and dosh Kaphas are balanced that time, so you will also be a good immune person throughout your life basically. So the third point is that are you taking a balanced diet, okay, which is rich of antioxidant, vitamins, minerals and fiber, carbohydrates, fats, vegetables, leafy vegetables and all that. So if you're having balanced diet, so balanced diet is a good way to consume micronutrients, and these micronutrients are sometimes due to lack of this, sometimes we get diseases basically. So that's a third factor basically, whether how much balanced diet you are taking or not as of timing basically. The next factor is that what is about your general health situation as of now. So normally people who are lean and thin, they tend to live longer basically, and they tend to avoid CVD, BP, cardiovascular disease and heart diseases generally basically. And if you are tall and healthy, again your longevity will be higher and immunity will be higher. So people who are obese or fat because of their lifestyle or eating habits, they have less immunity generally basically. So how your build also determines what kind of immunity you have basically. And the next factor is that so how do you behave under stress basically. So are you mentally strong, are you you have endurance, are you able to solve mental puzzles basically. So people who are mentally strong basically, so they tend to be more immune as compared to normal people, because they are able to cope up with difficult situations, and that's why they have more immunity basically. So then do you exercise daily? Do you have the habit of walking, cycling, sports, swimming, or yoga, meditation. So people who exercise daily, okay, so their metabolism remains strong, so their digestion system remains strong, so they are able to digest food basically. So if you have these abilities, or if you are doing exercise daily, so there are chances that you are more immune than normal people basically. Now, out of these five, what qualities do you possess basically? So, are you like a sociable person? Are you positive thinker? Are you happy-go-lucky? Are you cheerful and optimistic basically? So, if any of the five properties you possess, so you are bound to be more immune basically. So, people who are like depressant in nature, not cheerful, introvert basically, so they tend to have less immunity basically, and they are prone to more diseases. Why it happens basically? So when you are having these qualities, the five qualities which I explained, so there are chances that your body will secrete good hormones basically. So when you have good hormones flowing all around your body, so your health is good, your immunity is very good basically. Now, do you follow a daily routine like to your work as well as personal life basically, like getting up at a scheduled time, going to office in a scheduled time, taking bath, exercising? Okay, so there are some people who follow a very strict routine. We call it dinacharya in Ayurveda basically. So if you follow a particular routine, okay, now that routine makes you disciplined basically, and there are chances that you will be more immune basically. Okay, now following a strict discipline in your life, it gives you immunity and makes you live longer basically. Now, do you suffer from seasonal cold, flu and fevers, and generally or don't basically? So there are some people like the moment season will change, there will be pollen in the air, they will start sneezing, coughing, they will have cold basically, and they blame it to the cycle, or they blame it to the climate change. It's not because of that, it's because of your low immunity. And still there are people who don't get sneezing, don't get coughing in the same situations basically, right? So those are the people who have more immunity in that scenario basically. Now, while growing up as a kid, did you do rigorous exercising like kung fu, karate, judo, stuff like that? Were you playing football, table tennis, lawn tennis, or stuff like that? So when you were growing up, if you were playing as a sports person, so generally sports person go to doctor with a sports injury only. They don't go to them for any other disease because their body is already immune so much basically. So these are some of the factors that okay. Then the next factor is that, were you breastfed by your mother while you were a kid basically? So for the first 6 months of your life, if you were breastfed by your mother, and that milk is very very nutritious, okay. Now even WHO promotes breastfeeding. And now since we are in corporate culture, women are working professionals, they don't get time to feed their own kids basically. They depend upon dabba box, whatever, powder based milk basically. So those kids who are being raised on powder milk, they are less immune. They will take you to a lot of doctors to see basically. So that is why they are like WHO recommends that mother's milk is the best milk for your immunity basically. Now, if mother milk is not available due to any reason, so we should prefer cow milk basically. So you should feed your kid with cow milk. Now, do you feel tired, bored, disinterested, restless after doing any physical activity? So these are chances that you are less immune basically. So these are some of the factors that after any mental or physical activity, if you feel disinterested, it means that your body is not immune basically. Now, do you feel itching, dryness in the extremities of your body, like near your hands, near your legs or feet basically? If there are itching or if there are dryness in your body in the extremities, if your lips are getting dry all the time, so it means that you have less or very less immunity basically. Okay, now how good is your sleep basically? So sleep, generally 6 to 9 hours of good sleep is recommended. If your sleep is lesser than that, then there are chances that your immunity will go down basically. So if by any reason you are able to sleep late and get up late, so reverse that cycle, start sleeping early and getting up early basically, but still try to get at least 6 to 9 hours of sleep every day, because that will give you a lot of immunity in your body basically. Now, do you have multiple sex partner in your life basically? So sometimes like like people have multiple sex partners, even they go to prost for paid sex basically, right? Or even like they use unusual methods of getting pleasure, unnatural methods of getting pleasure, All these methods lead to lesser immunity and even the biggest disease called AIDS, which is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So this syndrome reduces your immunity. So the best advice is that be happy with your life partner, or embrace celibacy. So Ayurveda says that either you be celibate, like follow brahmacharya, or be happy with just one partner in your life, and that is where you will become more immune basically. Then do you take extra proteins, organic foods, oil massages, seafoods, fish? Now these are protein rich food which helps you improve your immunity a lot basically, right? And they give a lot of antioxidant in your body, which is anti-aging also. Like when you use this kind of food, there are chances that you will live longer. Like look at the way Japanese people live, and they live till 100 110 life, because they are all dependent on continental food and seafood basically. So that's where they are getting more immunity in their life basically. Now, do you smoke, drink, or have like habituated drugs basically sometimes? So if you are following all these things, like if you are drinking, smoking, so there your immunity will be less, and even these are home to a lot of diseases which you will acquire in the time after prolonged use of these things. Occasionally, somewhere, if you are a social drinker or a social smoker, that is still fine, but don't make it a habit basically. Now, do you face any problem in digestion or bowel cleaning basically? Because if your bowel is not getting cleaned every day, it means that you have a serious immunity problem. And advice for that in my previous video was that start drinking hot water. Like that is something that will help you in bowel cleaning basically. So if your bowel is getting cleaned every day, you feel more energetic, you have more energy, and you have more immunity also basically. Because all harmful substances, chemicals, bacteria, virus, whenever they are dead in your body, they get excreted out basically. So we have to excrete that out. That is a natural human body procedure basically. If that procedure is not complete, it means we are accumulating all that chemical waste in our body, and that is not good for our health basically. Then so normally when you get a cut in your body, like does it heal immediately through the normal healing process? If not, then you have less immunity. So if your healing process is very fast, very strong, by having a normal cut, you simply come across your healing gets faster. It means that you have good immunity basically. Now, how are you facing problems at your work or in your personal life basically? So if at your work you are being harassed by someone, or in your personal life relationships you are not feeling happy basically, all these factors reduces your immunity. So try to be happy in life, try to be happy in one relationship, whichever you have, be your life partner or your wife basically. Be happy with one partner in life, and be open and transparent in your office communications basically. So make sure that you create clear boundaries with all the work colleagues and everybody. So when you do that, you will have a happy life and immunity full of life basically. Then all these summaries, I have created a world's first immunity meter. So go to Google, type world's first immunity meter. You will get this survey form. Answer this survey. You will get scores from 20 to 120 maximum basically. So try 20 to 100 basically. So try to get your immunity score. And I am sharing the link of this article in the description of this video, where also I am giving you the link of this Google form, wherein you can go and check your immunity score. So this is the